Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, it goes from the sublime to the ridiculous within the Nigerian space, as it always does. As guys, I bring you this. Presidency proposes nationwide town hall meetings over insecurity. So the answer to the insecurity that is ravaging the entirety, and I'm talking about the entirety, by the way, because it is no longer confined to the northeast or the northwest or even the southeast or the southwest, but the entirety of the country, the insecurity that is ravaging the entirety of the country. The solution that Mallam Buhari is proposing is to call a meeting. Again, presidency proposes nationwide town hall meetings over insecurity. So now let's now sit down and take memos. The presidency has proposed town hall meetings in the 6th geopolitical zone in response to the growing security challenges in the country. It says it expects to generate ideas on the way forward from the meetings. A statement by the Office of the National Security Advisor (ONSA) said to work out the modalities of the meeting, the federal government would confer with state governors, religious leaders, women and youth groups. ONSA said the move was in furtherance of the government's commitment to addressing the multiple security threats facing Nigeria. The statement said the National Security Advisor (NSA) Major General Babagana Mongono, retired, had convened a meeting of the General Security Appraisal Committee (GSAC) on February the 11th. The meeting, which was attended by the service chiefs and heads of law enforcement, security and intelligence agencies, discussed the threats of kidnapping, terrorism, banditry, armed robbery, and the consequences of these threats on lives and properties. The NSA said as part of a renewed commitment to make Nigeria safe and secure, the GSAC meeting resolved to strengthen interagency cooperation, stakeholders' engagement, and consultation in order to find lasting solution to the multiple security threats. According to the statement, working with the service chiefs and heads of security and intelligence agencies, the NSA is coordinating a whole of government and whole of society approach that cuts across the legislature, judiciary, ministries and departments, state and local governments, and the civil society to ensure every stakeholder plays a role in securing our towns and villages. The NSA believes that addressing these threats call for the deployment of all national assets, including the cooperation of all Nigerians. To that extent, the National Security Advisor will be leading a delegation of heads of federal law enforcement, security and intelligence agencies to the geopolitical zones to hold town hall meetings with state governors, traditional and religious leaders, members of the legislature, non-government organization NGOs, youth and women organizations. The meetings, the statement said, are expected to provide direct assessment of the security situation, generate local feedback and recommendations, encourage geopolitical synchronization of efforts among states, and create a pathway to lasting peace and security. The ONSA said the first of the town hall meetings had been scheduled to hold in Kaduna State on February the 15th with the 7 governors of the Northwest states. The statement further said the federal government is deeply concerned about the current spate of criminal activities and is taking major steps to strengthen the capacity of security agencies whilst upgrading the security architecture and implementing a multi-pronged strategy that involves political, humanitarian, economic, and security measures. The federal government is equally committed to working with the state and community leaders to strengthen peace, security, and development in all parts of the country. So that is the response now of the Buhari regime to this now avalanche of insecurity that we're experiencing within the Nigerian space, because it's just a multi-pronged attack. It's almost as though the country is in a war situation. In fact, it's not even almost as though, it is actually factually that the country is in a war situation, and the enemies have the country in what is called a pincer movement. So a pincer movement is when they are coming at you from all sides and weighing you to like a position where you cannot maneuver. So they have the country locked down completely, raging in the northeast. Just we saw what happened in Borno with about 70 or so farmers that were found, and you know what conditions they were found, body parts missing and all that. We know what is happening in Oyo State, where the Seriki Fulani has now turned the Iberipa community into like a business center, with the commodity being trading in human lives. So that is what is going on there. We know what is going on in the southeast, when Mama Uche cannot go to the farm to go and check on her cassava, because of course Baba Uche would not let her, because he knows that she can go, but the chances of her coming back is 50-50, no thanks to the Fulani Herdsmen. So we're completely surrounded, of course, and people have been they're just being raced down continuously on a daily basis. So now the grand plan now that the Mallam Buhari regime has as the panacea to all this, the one-size-fits-all, the silver bullet to end all, to finish this thing once and for all: town hall meetings. This is what they are proposing, town hall meetings. So they'll be, look how vast Nigeria is. So they'll be traveling around town halls, having meetings at very expensive. You know what it takes to move all of these people, all the service chiefs, the national security advisor, and then the state governor, etc., etc. So all this great expense spent traveling all over the country, and that is what, a good 6-7 months of that, because at the minimum it will take that long. And all the while the Fulani Herdsmen has put down his AK-47, say that we have to be fair to make it a fair fight. They are having meeting. So whilst they are still having that meeting, the Fulani Herdsmen, of course, is now helping Mama Uche cross the street rather than gun her down on sight. I mean, the ridiculousness of it. What meeting are they having is the question, because of course the security challenges that the country is facing is known to everyone, and the good 70-80% of it, the hub of it, and the most potent of it, the highest security challenge that the country is facing, is the Fulani Herdsmen. It's absolutely nothing else. The other things are just criminality. Pickpocketing is criminality. We don't need the NSA to come to Ikeja car park to come and chase the rascally boy that has picked a phone out of Sisi Eko's handbag. That is not what it's there for. What he is there for is this Fulani Herdsmen phenomenon, which is, by the way, an extension of Boko Haram, because I don't know too many people that are making a distinction between a Fulani Herdsman and Boko Haram. And the idea that they have to travel around the country to gauge exactly what is happening is an admission of failure in itself, because these people have been there now well in excess of 5 years, and there's not one day since 2015, when Mallam Buhari came into being as the president of Nigeria. There's not one day that there has not been all of this level of ravaging and savaging that we have been seeing on a daily basis now. So it has always been there. It spiked up when it came in, because of course the Fulanis now felt emboldened that it was their man there. So it spiked up when it came in, and it has continued to escalate ever since. And everybody to a man are pointing in the direction that this is the experience, is this heavily armed Fulani men that are lurking in the shadows and attacking and terrorizing. So what else is he looking to gauge, or are they looking to gauge? And if they need now to travel around the country to gauge the security situation of the country, then that begs the question then what they have been doing for the last 5 years, because that is their job. They are security men and they are highly paid. They are the highest paid security men on the planet. There's no security chief better paid than the Nigerian security chief, and he has one remit and one remit only: to protect lives and properties. So now, having now to travel around the country now to find out what is going on, then that begs the question what they have been doing for the past over 5 years or so. Conversations in the comment section, the panacea to the insecurity that is savaging the country, apparently, allegedly, is town hall meetings. Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. But before you come into the comment section to engage, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, it is meetings and memos now that the Buhari regime has come up with as the grand plan to put an end to AK-47 in the forest. Come share thoughts. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.